but maybe one day we can prove that to her. And I shit you guys not. There is someone here. No, I heard something, like, it sounded like a one syllable, but it's like... Who is that?
Who is it?
Who is it? Tim, did you hear it?
I heard that.
What the fuck? Did you hear it again?
Be quiet.
Richard. You got any final words for the live stream?
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
You're recording, right?
Yeah.
There was definitely a man talking out here. We are a group of investigators.
And I didn't even turn it on,
Skeptics.
FYI, and it's on again in the middle of nowhere.
And one that's a bit empathic.
I think that I'm too empathic, that the room was upset that we were ghost hunting.
Join us on our adventures of diagnosing the mysteries of the paranormal. All right, hello, Dr. Ghost Hunter fans. We are here for another live stream paranormal investigation, and tonight I brought two new buddies.
Yeah!
Ricky and Tim from Pack to the Future Podcast. So guys, welcome.
Thank you.
We're gonna chat a little bit more in just a second, but we are in West Tooele at Benson Grist Mill, just west of Salt Lake City, Utah. This mill has been standing for over 170 years. Is that math right? Tim, does that math add up?
Sounds like a lot of years.
This mill is part of a restoration project by the state of Utah. So we are standing actually on 7 acres of land with historical buildings that have been imported to surround this mill. Now, this whole area is thought to be haunted. The reason for the haunting? Well, for the most part, we're not entirely certain. There weren't any gruesome deaths here. There weren't any tragic murders. That typical paranormal kind of plot, if you will, doesn't seem to exist. We will talk about one ghost that does inhabit here, and we think we know why. But this mill is what we're going to focus on tonight. Tim, your first ever paranormal investigation, and he's here ready to hunt ghosts and eat Dunkin' Donuts.
It's a sweet treat shirt.
You brought the donuts. I brought me.
That's right, as it usually does. Now, Tim is in fact a doctor as well, and I told him this might be a little bit of a tryout for Dr. Ghost Hunters. Contrary to our core beliefs as physicians, we brought an attorney here with us. Yeah. This is Ricky. Ricky has actually been with me investigating for quite some time.
Yeah.
Dating back almost a decade to various locations.
And followers of both of our shows know that there's been some pretty horrific accidents in my life as a result of our adventures.
We came from Vegas. We had spent a weekend in Vegas. And then if you'll recall...
You had that demon inside of you from the ghost hunt the night before.
I had a demon. I had the Annabelle doll stare at me right in the eyes. I myself. And did the remainder of the show with stains all over the back of my shorts that I tied my sweatshirt around my back.
Oftentimes we will hear footsteps up above us. I've seen glowing balls of light inside of there with my own 2 eyes. Don't have any evidence to prove it, which is in part why Jamie did not join us for this investigation tonight. For those of you who know her, refuses to believe in anything. I don't even think she believes in her own existence, but maybe one day we can prove that to her. And I shit you guys not. Look. There's someone here. There's someone here. It went from right to left of where the bear statue is.
I locked that gate.
I saw feet walking, like, to the left.
I locked that gate. I 100% promise.
Should we go investigate?
Let's just run back there real quick. Let's come back. I'm certain I saw something walk back there. So I saw from like here down steps. It just went bam, bam, gone.
But you didn't see a full figure.
Nope, didn't see a full figure. But it was white, like enough to stand out in the darkness. It was white. That was weird.
That is.
All right, well, at least we get some steps in. We have some gadgets here that may look a little intimidating depending on what time frame you come from or where you come from. But as far as we know, none of these things should hurt you. It's simply so that we can capture your existence and share with it with people from around the world who may watch this. So we're trying to explain these things to you as we go and give you opportunity to talk. Jason does have a recorder in his hand.
SLS, digital recorder. If
Yes.
you have something you want to say to us, something you want us to communicate with the world, there's the bench over there. We've got our digital audio over there that
So-
you can speak into.
Exactly. And Tim's got a device where he might be able to see you. That's why he's holding this thing. We call it a camera, and Jason's got one as well. And Ricky's going to be listening for you. Any of us, you are welcome to come touch. You cannot come home with us. Guys, your first investigation. Tim, if you see anything, hear anything, feel anything, let us know.
Absolutely.
You can go home with Tim.
No, I've got Sage ready.
No,
Screw that.
he has an extra room.
Ricky has actually had an experience where something came home with him and
That's
actually
right.
directly impacted one of his organ systems.
Yeah. And
Quite violently.
luckily, I kept it from spreading and impacting those around me.
You're a good Samaritan. Okay, so we'll sit in silence a little bit. I'll kind of be quiet here. If anyone has a question at home, for those of you watching, feel free to put it in the chat. But we assume you're spirits, time travelers, interdimensional beings, whatever you are. Can you let us know if you're here? We continue to investigate for another 20 minutes on the first floor. Tim tries using his SLS on his phone to map out any entities that may be present, while Ricky sits back and tries to talk to the entities and see if he can stir up any activity. Our REM pod goes off a few times, but we were able to easily debunk this as movement on the floorboards causing the REM pod to go off, and otherwise our efforts were unsuccessful in provoking activity. I mean, look, I'm still... We decide to gather up the gear and head to the basement. All right, we are down here in the basement in part 2 of our investigation. Ricky, first time for you being down here.
Yeah.
But it's a location that Jason and I have caught some of our most significant paranormal activity ever. Inside this mill, there's still water underneath here. As we all have heard, water can be a conduit for paranormal activity. Back in our early days, the only protection system we had was Now, it's important that we pause here and talk about some of the history and lore that surrounds the hauntings of the mill. Alice Irene Solomon was 6 years old when she drowned in a nearby pond, and her spirit is thought to still haunt the mill to this day. In our previous investigations, I have seen what I believe to be Alice in the form of a glowing ball of light that presented itself right in front of me as I was walking up the stairs and disappeared as quickly as it came.
Again, just so we know.
Oh my god. This is incredible.
Thank you, Alice. You can stop. So we can ask another question.
Additionally, through our Spirit Box apps that we have used in the past, we've been able to capture the voice of who we believe to be Alice as well. How many of us do you see here? That sounded like a little girl. Do you remember seeing me here last year? But in the basement, where we are now, we have also heard disembodied voices of a young child that have been truly terrifying.
Is that necrophonic record?
No, it does not record.
What? Did I just say, did you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello? I'm sorry?
I heard someone say something about a girl.
About a girl?
That girl.
That girl? You know, we've heard a couple of girls' voices come through here. Alice. Oh,
Oh,
it's like a giggle.
yeah, I heard a lot. On the phone or a whisper?
Just now, when you said Alice, I heard her say what?
Alice, are you here? Alice. Can those of you at home hear this? Can you hear what's going on? Who is that?
Who is it?
Who is it? Alice, my name's Chad. I've been here before. You're giving me the chills right now. Tim, come over on this side just in case we get any thermal. Alice, do you remember me? Or my buddy Jason? We've both been here before. When? Oh, a few times over the past few years. I don't know how time works where you're from, but it's currently 2024 and we've been here in 23, 2022. What's going on? What's going on? Alice, I think I saw you one time as a great ball of bright light on the stairs. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Did it just say yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
It
Alice,
was that same voice too.
Yeah.
I got the chills, man.
Well, Alice, it's good to have you back here with us. We're, like Chad said, we've been here a few times.
We do have a question in the chat here. Ask Alice who is with her.
Alice, we think there might be someone with you. Can
Where?
you tell us who that is?
Where's that coming from? Do one of you just say that?
I
Just say
heard
what?
something.
Do you guys just hear that? What?
I heard that too.
Do one of you just say that?
I
Just say
heard
what?
something.
Do you guys just hear that? What?
I heard that too.
Did that come from your phone?
I think it sounded like it was from over there.
Did you guys hear that?
Nothing from over here.
Tim, did you hear it?
I heard that. Yeah.
What did you hear?
I heard what? Yeah.
Did you hear it from his phone?
No.
Did you
didn't
hear it
sound
from the
like
phone?
was coming from my phone.
I did
thought
not
was
hear it
coming
from the
over there.
phone.
I heard it coming through there.
We have had this happen before. Do one of you just say that?
I
Just say
heard
what?
something.
And after it came from outside, it came from right behind where Ricky was next. I heard it say, what?
What was that beep though?
It was
Alice,
right.
was that you?
It was when we asked Alice who her friend was.
Alice, did your friend just say what? I heard a yes in there.
Alice, who is with you?
What again?
Who is with Alice? Say your name.
From home. My wife couldn't hear it. What the fuck? Did you hear it again? Be quiet.
Who's with you, Alice?
You may have heard the word David.
Shoot, sorry. I apologize for the language. It rattled me.
Did you hear what again?
No, I heard something like it sounded like a one syllable, but it's like not
not
in my
coming from
ear,
the
but
phone.
it's
It's
over
not coming
here.
from the phone either.
Be quiet.
All right, so what we got going on here is Dueling Spirit Boxes.
Yeah.
So we've got 2 REM pods. We've got one over there, one over there. So one by the well, another by the other entrance to the water. We've got 2 spirit boxes. So the SP7 Pro over there by the REM pod. That spirit box only goes off when it's touched, or when the REM pod feature goes off.
We have never had this go off. So it's on right now, but something has to go touch it to set it off. All right. Noted.
That was vibration.
And then I've got the SB7 spirit box right here. And then we've got the Necrophonics app over there by that other REM pod with digital audio next to it to capture hopefully everything that goes on here. And in front of me, we've got the motion detector.
Thank you, Tim. And the paralamp.
Oh yeah, I got the paralamp right there. So we'll see how this goes.
Do you want to lead us with some questions?
The game.
Yeah. Alice, sounds like
Bad news.
Ricky was concerned about some bad news for you. Maybe being held captive by somebody. Was that the voice that we heard?
What's that?
Did you hear? There's something outside.
Complimentary.
There should be nobody near us right now, and we're fairly sure we heard something outside the window.
Did you hear it too?
Yeah. Voices. Held captive by somebody. Was that the voice that we heard?
What's that?
Did you hear? There's something outside.
Complimentary.
That's again.
Union.
That could be a car.
Somebody else's.
Somebody else's voice, okay. So we asked you earlier how old you were. Are you able to confirm that you're... Giggling, okay. What age are you? How old are you? That's okay. Are you here with us right now still?
You're going to hear me moving around just a little bit. I'm hearing whispers from the Necrophonics. What is... Is he shaking his head?
Is there somebody else in here with us right now besides Alice?
Is it?
Sounded like a no.
Singing.
Can you make one of these instruments sing for us, Alice?
Alice, would you prefer that we turn off the light? There's someone out there, right? That sounds just like someone talking, like having a conversation. I just stopped it, I think, for a second. Let's just listen. I thought I stopped it.
Cake.
Is that Jason's favorite food? Oh, blips. Big time. Did you see it?
Yeah, that went all the way to the top.
Hello, can you tell us your name of who's doing this? That's perfect. There we go.
Think.
Think? Alice?
Speak.
All right, I'd like to speak with you. We've got all sorts of devices set up here, and we'd love for you to interact with them. This lamp, if you use more energy, can go up even higher. Can you make it show all the colors? What's that? REM pod again. If you go up in front of Jason and wave your hand, we'll be able to see you. those lights will light up. It's a pretty cool little piece of equipment. Do you mind showing us how to use that?
I'm Ricky Stans. We're gonna go bust some ghosts. We're gonna get our proton packs all ready.
Let's go.
Let's blast it.
Okay, this is for you.
This is Ghostbusters 2 for those true believers. Where am I going? Third floor?
Wherever you want. Just be careful.
All right. We're up here on the attic with Alice, somewhere around here. Time to get the old supply bag out. Now, Chad and Jason think that it's going to be hard for me to be up here for 20 minutes. Joke's on them, because I brought some performance enhancing supplies. That's right, we got Panini Prism, an unopened box.
Jesus Christ. That's Jason Bourne.
Why would I bring a box of Panini Prism, brand new, to open up here to ghost hunt, you ask? Well, The Undertaker, of course. I figure there's a 666% better chance that I hit a sick Undertaker out of this box, opening it here alone in this haunted gristmill. Let's see what we get. You know, this has to be a sign. We got a China who's no longer with us. I think the spirits are talking to us. I think Alice is talking to us, saying an Undertaker is bound to be hit. Now, Chad and Jason and Tim, I don't think any of them would dare do this. Bring an unopened box of wax and rip it. Tim just came up here and sat like he was possessed for 20 minutes. I'm not even sure he will remember what happened. And yeah, I mean, I've been in bigger places with more at stake. I'm thinking the card show after we get back from Zach Baggins' museum, where I had an out of worldly experience. Chad and I spent some time alone in some of the dark, quiet places at that museum. No problem. Now I keep looking down this hallway, down over here. I'll take the camera and give you guys a shot. It's kind of difficult to see, but that goes all the way down to the hallway. That little glare you're seeing at the end of the screen is actually a window, and that's our light reflecting off of it. But yeah, I keep looking down this path, and I know it's probably pretty difficult to pick up on the video, but there's a big open space over here, so I'm just waiting to see if I see anything, hear anything. Alice or Alice's captor, who I believe Alice is a captive based on our interaction with her in the basement. Not sure if it's I could speculate and say, hey, that's an older sibling, an older relative that's looking after her in the afterlife, or maybe something more sinister happened in her lifetime. Maybe that person's spirit is standing over her, kind of holding her captive. Because that sure is what it kind of seemed like with that, the voice box. The necro box. I'm going to get the term wrong, but it sure sounded like they were fighting over who got to kind of get control of that thing and speak to us. So now I do have to tell you, I'm starting to feel and hear. I'm just being sensitive to anything I see, hear, feel. I'm not saying it is anything, but I am starting to feel some vibrations right here around my ears, like the helmet's vibrating a little bit. It clearly is not moving, but it's just kind of almost when you hear silence and you hear the buzzing, kind of a feeling like that, but very short, and then stops. Started in my left ear, then followed up in my right ear just a minute ago when I was talking to Alice. So maybe that's Alice sending us a message of what's going on. Alice, are you in here with us? Can you send us another message? I'm telling you, I'm pretty consistently hearing or feeling kind of a buzz. Feeling a buzz in my right ear again. Not sure what that is about exactly.
Well, that just about does it for our investigation. Let's go ahead and recap the evidence that we found and let you make a determination. What's your diagnosis for the mill? At some point during the night that I was unaware of, Tim went upstairs to the attic to do an investigation. Now, we just happened to have our CCTV cameras set up, and there's a couple of things here to note. During this clip, we can see the REM pod temperature go off, which could easily be explained away by some of the airflow throughout the attic. Additionally, we see various light anomalies and orbs throughout the attic, which again was very dusty and could easily account for these anomalies. But in this clip, we see one of these orbs almost manifest at the same location where Tim is sitting and shooting straight up into the air. The thing for me that makes this curious is Tim's reaction at the same time that this orb appears. Now, when I asked Tim in retrospect if he recalls any experiences up in the attic, he didn't note anything abnormal at all. We did review our FLIR thermal imaging, both from the video that Ricky recorded downstairs in the basement and also from the photographs that Tim took from our high-resolution imaging. No anomalies were found. It would have been nice to see an anomaly to back up some of the audible responses that we heard, but it just simply wasn't the case. None of our other CCTV cameras seemed to pick up any anomalies that were worth noting. But as we moved to the basement, the sheer volume of anomalous sounds is quite remarkable. Now, we played through not only our live stream footage, which was through my iPhone, but also my GoPro audio recording and Jason's digital audio, and all three of them picked up the initial "what" that we all heard in real time. However, none of those audio clips are able to detect what direction the voice was coming from. Did one of you just say that? Just say what? Do you guys just hear that? Did one of you just say that? Just say what? Do you guys just hear that? Jason, Tim, and I certainly heard that coming from inside of the room, all directly behind where we were standing. You see, Ricky's initial reaction was thinking that it didn't come from behind him. And so if it didn't come from the phone in the Necrophonic app, where did this voice come from? Interestingly, during evidence review and editing of this episode, I seem to capture another voice coming through what I believe is the Necrophonic app, but oddly enough, none of us seem to respond to this in real time. And this one was one of the rare occurrences where the first time I heard it sent shivers up my spine. Did you hear it again?
Be quiet.
Who's with you, Alice?
Did you hear it again?
Be quiet.
So that's going to do it from the Benson Grist mill. What do you think about the evidence that we captured? Certainly when we combine it with some of the incredible evidence that we've had in the past. How many of us do you see here? It's really hard not to diagnose this place as a truly haunted mill. If we missed a piece of evidence in our episode, please feel free to leave it in the comments below. If you like what you're seeing, please like and subscribe to the channel. It certainly helps us grow. For the rest of the team, I'm Dr. Chad. Happy hunting.
Now, while this is not the most comfortable experience I've ever had, it's always a challenge to come up and sit alone in a dark area of a haunted building. It is actually not the scariest experience I can come up with. My scariest experience was when we shot Tales from Tim's Crypt, an October Halloween themed spin-off of our podcast, Back to the Future Podcast. And man, in those sessions, it was just Tim and I, the old bull and the young buck. And that was terrifying. Have you ever sat with someone for 4 hours who doesn't know how to speak? It'll give you nightmares. I'm pretty certain I have PTSD from that experience. So while this is certainly not comfortable for me, it's pretty low by comparison of some of the hell that our boy Tim has put me through. Well, while we're at it, I know Chad approves these official ghost hunting snacks combos. Now, Chad and I went to a wedding a number of years ago in Tallahassee, Florida. And we decided to stop in Orlando and check out the Universal Studios and the new Harry Potter world. And may have had a couple of adult drinks. And we had adjoining rooms. Our wives wouldn't let us open the doors to them for more than 10 seconds at a time, despite our best efforts to create one massive room. So I had to pass combos to my boy Chad underneath our adjoining door so he could have some snackies before bedtime. Yep, that hit the spot. I wonder if ghosts get hungry. Or do they just miss the taste of food? See, I don't think I'd be very hungry as a ghost. But I don't think I could ever say no to a combo. What do you do? Is that what hell is? I don't know. And then Tim stole my drink, my cherry Dr. Pepper. And I forgot to get it back from him. Now I'm real thirsty. You don't want to be thirsty when you're all alone on a ghost hunt. But it's probably nothing compared to what the ghost is feeling, right? So yeah, I do have to say that after giving some special thought to this, Ghostbusters 2, I believe, was the superior movie to Ghostbusters, the original. Mainly because of the bad guy, Vigo. He was so superior to any Stay Puft, Zool. He would smash him like that. And the Ghostbusters take the damn Statue of Liberty and get it animated. Are you kidding me? Yeah, you just can't beat it. So, for those of you that haven't watched, I recommend that you go check them out again and get back at us. Which one's better? And if you say 3, 4, or 5, you can just get the hell out of this conversation. It's one or two. Period. End of discussion. All right. Well, I'd just like to see Stay Puffed one time. One time. Zool would be cool. Beetlejuice. I think Beetlejuice would be considered a ghost. Casper seems kind of lame. The Dead Man. I want to see the Undertaker come out of one of these side entrances. He's always been. It's always been questionable whether he's even alive. He is the Dead Man after all.